Hi Year 1 and welcome to some more home learning. Today we are going to start our English work by doing our spellings. Now I would like you to write the spellings down as I say them. If I go a bit too fast you can always pause me and then unpause me when you're ready. Once we've gone through all the spellings we'll then have a go at checking them all together. So the first one I'd like you to write is some. Some children don't like sweets. Some. Our next one is called. Called. I called my baby Nora. Called. Here. I am here in our classroom. Asked. I asked Mrs. Stone if I could use her iPad. Asked. Then. First we will write a story, then we will do our maths work. Then. And your last one is time. It's time for phonics. Time. Great work. Let's have a go at doing them together. So the first spelling I asked you to write was some. Now, I always get some wrong. It's a bit like when we do our other words, I do it as if it's the maths one, so I do like this. But I know this isn't the maths sum. This is how we spell normal sum. So what I'm going to do is put across here and write sum as in like this. Or Now, if I was to sound this out phonetically, and I would go that that's an O, it would be som, som, which isn't a real word, is it? So we know this is some, or some. Doesn't make any sense, but that's how we spell some. Our next one is called. Now we've had the word cool before, and now we've got called. So let's do called. So all, and remember it's two l's in cool. Cool, and then called. Our next one is here. Now, if you put here with your ear, as in like this, you are right, you have spelt here, but it's not the one we're looking at this week. We're looking at the other here, as in come over here now. Here. Okay? Your next one I asked you to write was asked. Now this one is a kicking ask, and then we add ed on the end to make it asked. Our next one was then. All of you should know how to spell then. Not with a D. This, no. We are not building dens today. We are doing then. This is then. So if you got this right, you may give yourself a small tick. Any of these right, small ticks. If not, just write them correctly next to them. Your next one is time. Now, time is spelled exactly how it sounds. Now I know you're not supposed to use your phonics to spell these out. They're supposed to be words you just write on your own. But with time, I don't want you to start spelling it like this, because this isn't time. That's Tim. It's not Tim time, it's just time, okay? So make sure you know it's your I sound in time. Fantastic. They are our spellings today, Year 1. Now we're going to go on and do a little bit more exciting stuff about space. So, we have decided to go to space. Won't that be loads of fun? Now I've asked Molly and Marvin to think of some things that we need to pack to go to space. And this is what they've come up with. Now, I'm not 100% sure they know how to pack for space. So we're going to go through and decide what things we would take with us to space and what things we wouldn't take with us to space, okay? And then we're going to write a list of all the things that we would take to space with us. So let's start. First of all, tree. Now, would we take a tree into space with us? No. You wouldn't put a tree in the rocket. I don't know how you would put a tree in the rocket. And also, a tree wouldn't survive in space. For a tree to survive, we need to be able to give it water. The moon doesn't have water on it. We'd need to give it oxygen, which is like what we breathe in. There's no oxygen in space. That's why we need to wear our space masks, our helmets and stuff. So a tree, no, we can't take a tree with us to space. This here, now this here is food. Now, it's food that doesn't need to be much heated up. It's all vac packed, which means it's tightly in a packaging. Not like crisps, where crisps are in a bag and then if you open the bag of crisps in space, they will just fly everywhere. Because you remember I said to you, there's no gravity in space. So how we are in Earth, everything goes to the floor because that gravity pulls everything to the ground. In space, there's none of that. So if you were to open crisps in space, they would just fly everywhere and you'll be floating around trying to catch all your crisps. So what they've done here is you would take food that's in secure packagings. So as you take each one out, the others would still stay in there. And if you were to put it down, that's fine. It wouldn't float away too much. And it stays in this special bag. So food that is appropriate to space would work. Would it be a good idea to take ice cream into space? No, it's not cold enough for ice cream. It would just melt. I don't think they have freezers in space. What about, would it be okay if I took some chicken to roast? No, there's no cookers in space. And I don't think in a rocket that it'd be beneficial to take a cooker just to cook roast chicken. They have cookers to warm up their food, but not to cook roast chicken. A shopping trolley. Are we going to the supermarket in space? No. So I don't know why we would take a shopping trolley. Our bike. That's a really good idea to take in space. Could you imagine riding your bike around? Oh. You can't ride a bike in space. Because, again, with the gravity, if you try and ride your bike, you'll just be floating around on your bike and that wouldn't work. So although it might be fun to ride our bike on the moon, we actually couldn't. We would just float away. So no bikes. Our pet fish. Could we take our pet fish into space? No. Again, everything would just float out of his bowl. Also, I don't think he'd like to travel in a rocket. It's quite really strong and powerful to travel. I don't think a fish would like it. Let's not take fish. Some tools. So we've got hammer, spanner, all those things. Would we take our screwdrivers and stuff to space? Yeah, in case we needed them for the rocket, because flying through the atmosphere, you have to go quite fast and it's quite forceful. Like if you watch the videos of when Tim Peake went into space, it pushes him back like this. So something might break, so it's a good idea to take some tools with us just in case we need to fix the rocket. So that's a good idea. A football. Could we play football in space? If we find some aliens, they might be really good at space. They might be able to play football with us. No, we can't take a football. Why not? We just float away. Yeah, well done. If we're not standing on the ground, we can't kick it, can we? So no football, although a good idea. A car. Would we fit a car in a rocket? No. No car. Satellite. So this is what we use around the world to help us navigate stuff and do all the other satellite stuff. So it would be a good idea to take a satellite. Also, they could monitor where we are. So a satellite is a good idea to take into space. Our rocket. Should we take the rocket with us? Yeah, we need to get to space somehow. Space helmet. Yeah, it will stop us. What you do is you put your space helmet on and it has a tube in the back of it. And through that tube is how you breathe, because you'll have a canister that has oxygen in it and your space helmet will help you breathe. Space boots. Yeah, we don't know if space is dirty. It looks quite dusty from the pictures that we've seen. So you wouldn't want to just wander around in your slippers. So it's probably a good idea to take space boots and a space suit in general as well. So these are the things that Molly and Marvin thought that we could take. Let's write our own list of things that we would like to take. So let's go with things to take into space. Now, I've got this template. You've got a pretty bordered template to write on today. So, things we could take into space. Food, very important. So I'm going to write food. Because we don't know how long we're going for, and I definitely don't think there's a McDonald's in space, so we will definitely need to take some food with us. What about space helmet? We said about a helmet, so, and suit. So I'm going to write helmet, and suit. Because we need to take our suit as well, otherwise the helmet won't fit onto anything, and our suit is what holds our oxygen. So we've got food, helmet and suit. What else could we take to space? Well, we need to travel in something, so we should take our rocket. Now, rocket is spelled like this. Not it, not rocket, rocket. Rocket. Now, food, helmet and suit, rocket. What else could we take to space? I might want to take a friend. Yeah, I don't want to go on my own. What happens if I get bored? So I'm going to take a friend with me. I think, I might take Miss Johnston. She'd be good in space. Miss Johnston's good at lots of things, so she'd be able to help me. So I'll take a friend with me. Or I could take Marvin and Molly. They would like to go to space. Monkeys in space. Sure, that'd be fine. What else can we take with us? Now, I might want a pillow and a blanket for if I need a nap. Because going to space, it takes ages, like days, months, weeks. And I don't know how long I'm going to be there. So I'm going to take my pillow and blanket because that's my comfort from home. A pillow. And blanket. What could I take with me? Got food, a helmet and suit, a rocket, a friend, pillow and a blanket. I need my tools just in case anything goes wrong. Could take. What would you take to space with you? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to leave my last idea until the end. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write a list of the things you would like to take to space. I would like at least 8 things on this list. 8. Now, if you are a clever clogs child, and I know that you are really good at writing, I don't want it just listed like this. I would like full sentences, and I would like you to explain why. So instead of just writing food, I'd like food because that way you won't get hungry, or what specific food would you take? I would take a vat-packed pasta because it's my favourite food. I would take my rocket because that's how I'd get into space. I want full sentences if you are clever clogs. If not, you can just do a list just like mine, and I look forward to seeing the ideas of what you've got into space. Right, that's all for today's English Home Learning Year 1. I hope you have a nice day, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.